The A's lost to the Rangers once again in a game the A's should have won. The A's were leading late in this game. They allowed 6 runs in the last 3 innings to let the Rangers take the lead and lose by a final score of 8-5. Yeah, the A's led, pretty well in this game, going into those later frames, and then their pitching choked. It wasn't Lou Trevino that actually choked. It was Danny Jimenez. Surprisingly, Danny Jimenez was amazing for us all of this year, and then he gives up 3 runs. Zach Jackson gave up a run, and it just wasn't good. The A's had Cole Irvin starting on the mound. He went 6.1 innings, allowed 2 runs. He didn't have a horrible start, but the A's, they had a very good 3rd inning that I'll talk about in a moment. So yeah, let's get into this. Jonah Heim, former A's player, got a 2-run single in the top of the 1st, and he made it 2-0 Texas, and that was off Cole Irvin. So sort of a slow start, and it had the bases loaded for a brief moment. And yeah, so Ramon Laureano got an RBI single in the bottom of the 3rd, and that made it 2-1, so the A's got on the board. Seth Brown got an RBI ground out, and that was in the same inning, of course, that big 3rd inning where the A's scored 5 runs, and so that made it 2-2. Then Ramon Laureano scored on an error, and then Sean Murphy got a solo homer, so that was 4-2, and then it was his 5th homer of the season. And it ended a 23-game stretch without a homer, which was the longest of his career. So he's been kind of slumping with the power hitting, but he finally got it. And then Chad Pinder got a back-to-back homer for the A's, making it 5-2. So there was a little bit of power in that inning, and so that made it 5-2. Nathaniel Lowe, however, got Texas another run, and this was off Justin Grimm, and it made it 5-3. Brad Miller got an RBI ground out, made it 5-4. So Texas got another one, and then they tied it up as Adolis Garcia got a game-tying double, and that was in the top of the 8th inning. And so the A's had given up that really big lead. Well, not really big, but pretty decently sized lead. So yeah, Andy Ibanez got a go-ahead single, and obviously he was hitting really good against us when we played them last series, a couple weeks back. And yeah, so 7-5, and then Marcus Semien, former A's player, of course, got an RBI single off Danny Jimenez, and they made it 8-5. And so yeah, the A's lose. Really depressing win. We lost. We should have won this game. Should have been a win. That's what I was trying to say. We should have won this game. And it would have been good to win it because the Texas Rangers have kind of been owning us. That we haven't beaten them yet this year. They're playing good against us. And it's not like we don't have power in this game. And we had back-to-back homers, which I commend the A's for having, but it's unfortunate. So we're going to play the Rangers 2 more times in this series. So it's a 4-game series, but I'm not counting on much. The A's moved to 19-29, 10 games under 500. Pretty crazy. The Rangers moved to 21-23. The A's, after this one, do slip back to 5th place in the American League West, and I'm not surprised, right? It's just the way it is. So, it's depressing. The A's are kind of playing like the Stockton Ports right now, so it's hard to watch. But there's some bright spots. I think getting back-to-back homers was cool, but I think our pitching is, whenever our hitting does good, our pitching doesn't, and whenever our hitting does bad, our pitching does good. So it's we can never have both do the good things on the same night, and if they did, I feel like the A's would probably have some more wins. With that being said, though, I feel like there's a lot of things at play right now, and I think the A's are just not really performing to expectations. So I'm upset about it, but I can't say I'm surprised. So yeah, the A's choke and lose 8-5 to the Texas Rangers. And yeah, so anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts on this game. I will see you guys later, and yeah, go A's.